What's going on, guys? Back again with another one talking about health, wealth, happiness, fitness, getting money, getting success, being rich, being wealthy, all the great things in life, right? I got a great one for you guys today. I got a really good one for you guys today. You know, everybody's struggling outside. Everybody's going through tough times. So, I'm here to help. Whoever finds this video, I'm here to help. So that's what we're going to do today, right? I'm going to tell you how to bulletproof your mind, right? Go ahead and hit a like and subscribe if you're coming on in, and we'll jump into this video. So, bulletproofing your mind. Now, a really good analogy for this is one of the best video game, one of the best video game series of all times, right? Well, maybe, I don't know. It's a niche one, but Silent Hill, right? I love Silent Hill. If you don't know Silent Hill, it is a psychological thriller horror game where these people, they get sucked into this town and it is completely encased in fog, and they can't get out of this town until they beat their inner demons, right? Until they beat their subconscious. They have these problems, these psychological problems, and again, they go into this town and it's encased in fog, and then you have to go through the town pretty much defeating your inner demons, right? And so, you must understand that majority of humans today live in Silent Hill. I no longer live in Silent Hill. I got out. But majority of humans today live inside Silent Hill. I would say it's roughly about 80 to 85% of people are not all here cognitively, right? So you need to understand this as you're going outside, as you're communicating with people, as you're interacting with people, understanding that they are all living in their own Silent Hill. They're all living in this world or in this town encased in fog, and they can't see 2 feet in front of them. Like, this is what this is what you must understand this. And this is when you can bulletproof your mind. Most people are not here. Most people are constantly on drugs. Majority of people are on head meds, SSRIs and depression medication. Their minds, they're not all there. So you must know this when you're going out into the world, because it can bulletproof your own mind. An example of this, right? So let's say you go to work and, you're a good worker, you're a hard worker, but you're at work one day and you mess something up and your boss flies off the handle, right? And so now you're feeling bad, you're feeling sad, you're feeling depressed, you're feeling, anxious, you're just upset. And so you take what happened at work today home with you. And so your family can feel it. Your wife feels like there's something wrong with you, or your husband feels like there's something wrong with you. Your kids are like, what's going on? And all day, for the rest of the day, you're thinking about what happened at work. But you don't realize that your boss is living at Silent Hill. Your boss only flew off the handle because of something that was going on in their lives, right? They got family problems. They got child problems. They got a DUI and had to go to court, or, they're going through a divorce. And so now you let somebody else's life affect yours. You let somebody else living in their own Silent Hill affect your life. And when you understand this, you bulletproof your mind. You stop taking everything personal. Because I guarantee when your boss goes home after that, that analogy, that example, your boss goes home, they're not thinking about you. They're not thinking about what happened at work today. They're thinking about their own lives and their own problems. And you're over here thinking about work, and they're not even giving it a second thought. But now your life is entirely messed up. Your mind is entirely messed up. Now you're depressed. Now your family and your friends feel it because of somebody else's Silent Hill that you let affect your life. And this is how majority of people are living today. They're living in Silent Hill, right? You must understand that majority of humans today are not all there. And so this will allow you to move through the world untouchable. Seeing Facebook comments and people, there's no point to argue with people online. There's no point to let people get to you in the workplace. There's no point to let somebody get to you in traffic, right? That's a big one. Road rage. A lot of people getting in fights and some people losing their lives in road rage. It's just all like, okay, if somebody cuts you off, they're probably going through something, right? I'm not even going to let that affect me. You know what I'm saying? Hey, hopefully everything works out for you. But so many people have lost their lives in road rage because you're now trying to combat somebody else who was in their Silent Hill. You must realize this. You are dealing with people who are not all there in the mind. They constantly have this fog in front of their faces. Another one that I just realized recently, right, about 6 months ago, there's a lot of women. There have been new studies come out now about women on birth control. Women are taking these birth control pills, and it's completely changing their hormones. These women are living in Silent Hill now. And so they go out and they get into these relationships with these quote unquote nice guys, right? The guys who are making good money, but they might not be the best looking guys. The safe guy, if you will. Then the safe guy goes out there, he meets the girl, she likes him, they start dating, they get into a relationship, they get married, they want to have kids. She comes off the birth control and her hormones get reset and she doesn't even like the guy anymore. Now she wants to go for the buff tall guy. And it's like, what happened? She was living in Silent Hill, and you didn't know that. She was living in her own world with a veil over her eyes, and you didn't know that. You have to understand this, man. So many people are living in their own Silent Hill today. It's crazy. And when you understand this, you stop letting other people affect you and your world, and you move through it untouchable. I don't care. I don't care what people think about me. I don't care if people are laughing at me, talking behind my back. That doesn't affect me. That doesn't affect my money. That doesn't affect my life. That doesn't affect my mood. You can't stop me. I don't care. I don't care. And you move through the world like, why is this person always happy? Why is he always just doing his thing? Why is he always just move through the world like nothing matters? Because it doesn't. I don't let your Silent Hill affect me. Right? I understand majority of people are not here cognitively, right? Again, they're on all of these head medications. It's funny. I just seen a stat that said, all of these alcoholic beverage companies are going broke because Gen Z doesn't drink alcohol. And I was like, all right, that's great. But now, I think about it, they call Gen Z Gen Zooted because they're on all of these depression medications. They're not there either. They're living in their own Silent Hills too, right? So you need to understand this. What do they talk about? The Gen Z stare? You need to realize that whenever you go outside, whenever you're communicating with somebody, understand they're living in their own Silent Hill. They're living inside this small town that is encased with fog, and they can't see 2 feet in front of them. And so when you realize this, you stop letting other people affect your life, your mood, how you're moving to, throughout the world, how you're operating in your daily life. Again, if you understand, if you know you're a good worker, I don't let nothing affect me, right? Go to work, do your job, whatever. Maybe you make a small mistakes, you mess up. All right, you fess up to it. Hey, I messed up. And everybody tries to blow up and make it a bad situation. I don't let that affect me. I go on home and I'm just doing my thing, right? I don't let it affect my mood. I go in the next day and I keep it moving. I keep doing my thing, trying to work the best of to my abilities, right? Never let somebody else affect your mind. And when you realize this, when you understand the majority of people that you see outside today, that you see just walking around, when you're communicating with these people, you understand that they're in their own world. They're not all there, right? They've got their own problems. They're mentally not even there, right? Majority of people are not there cognitively. They're not there mentally. And when you understand this, you stop letting other people affect your life and the things that you got going on in your life. Even if you mess up, right? You mess up, you know what I'm saying? You take responsibility. Hey, I messed up. And your boss can blah, 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 blah. Never take that home with you. Because the only reason your boss is doing this is because they got something going on in their own lives. Never let that affect you. Understand, don't take it personal. Whatever's going on in the world, never take people personal. Whatever they say to you, talking behind your back, trying to throw you under the bus, they got their own stuff going on. Never take that home with you. And when you do this, you can just start winning all the time in life because nobody can affect you. You're just going to keep on trucking forward. But so many people today are letting other humans affect them. Other humans are poisoning their minds because they're living in their own Silent Hill and you're letting it attach to you. Now they got you in a bad mood. Now you're depressed. Now you have anxiety. Now you feel depressed. Now you feel bad. And then you take it back to your home and now your family has to feel that too. All because you let somebody else's Silent Hill affect you. Nah, man. Nah. This is how you bulletproof your mind. It's so crazy. This is how this is how you bulletproof your own mind. Understanding that everybody's living in their own Silent Hill. They're living in this small town encased in fog, dealing with their own traumas, their own depression, right? Their own problems. Never let that affect you. No matter what you're doing in life, you could be having a great day and, somebody affects you in the job or somebody affects you in traffic or somebody affects you in the grocery store. Never let somebody else affect your own mind because I guarantee they're going through their own problems and now they just want to try to take it out on you. And now you've taken in somebody else's anger. You've taken in somebody else's sadness, right? And now it's affecting you in your life. And now you're messed up in the head. Now you've encased yourself in your own Silent Hill. It's crazy, man. When you really, truly embody this and understand this on a deep level, you're untouchable, right? Now you can understand this, you can take the information in, you can hear this, but when you truly live it every day, your mind becomes impenetrable, unstoppable, like an immovable force, right? You can't be messed with. You can't be pushed off of your rock. You're just going to keep on moving through life like a beast, doing what you want, getting what you want, feeling how you want, acting how you want, going through life like everything is working out in your own favor, never letting somebody else's Silent Hill affect you. Yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing when you understand this, that everybody's living in their own Silent Hill. And every day, other people are letting other Silent Hills affect them. Never let somebody else's life affect yours. And I think the work one is a great example, because that always happens, right? You know, your boss flies off the handle and now it affects you. Now you're feeling bad. Now you're scared. Now you're timid. Now you're sad. Now you're depressed. And it's just like they have something going on in their lives. It has nothing to do with you. And they're going to forget about that situation when they leave, and you're still, thinking about it all night, wallowing in it. And now they're going home and they got to, deal with their situation. That's the reason they flew off the handle in the first place. Never let somebody else's Silent Hill affect you. And when you understand everybody's living in their own small town, encased in fog, dealing with their own problems, you stop taking everything personal. You understand on a high level. Nah, man, not me. I'm not going to let anybody affect my mind. I'm not going to let anybody affect my mood and the way that I move through the world. And once you understand this, you'll stop letting people do it to you too. All right, I'm going to go ahead and leave that one there. Hope you guys are having a beautiful day. I'll catch all you beautiful people on that next one. Peace.